behind-the-scenes celebrity encounters. Hot Topics are in the house with Whoopi, Sunny Hostin, Joy Behar, Sarah Haynes, and Jedediah Bila. Now, let's get things started.
Many Americans are fearing a future under President Trump, but an unlikely source is telling everybody to remain calm. Jon Stewart says that just like President Obama didn't change and fix everything when he was in office, President Trump can't ruin everything. Does that make anybody feel better?
No.
It should.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Because there are checks on the president's power. The people who founded this country and wrote our Constitution were really smart. And they set up a system where if you get a great president or if you get a president who's not so great, you have a House of Representatives, you have a Senate, you have checks on their power, and you have the people. And guess what? We get to vote somebody out if we don't like them after a few years. So
you know how much damage he can do in 4 years? You know, do you have any idea?
Well, I think also in terms of checks and balance, you usually have Congress, you usually have the House, you usually have the Senate. It's all being sort of run by the Republicans now. So I don't know that the
Russia. And Russia.
So I don't know that the checks and balances are there for a Trump administration, and that makes me concerned somewhat. But when you look at what Obama tried to do, you know, he tried with immigration reform, he tried with criminal justice reform, he tried with gun control, he tried with the Supreme Court justice appointment, and he didn't get to do a lot of things because the Republicans didn't allow him to do those things. So I'm not sure that there are really checks and balances.
He had the House and Senate for a while, though. He had, and there were, I disagree.
And he got a couple of things through.
But there were checks on President Obama's power. When there were gun control issues that came up, you had a lot of Democrats in red states coming out and speaking out against it. He couldn't get votes on gun control measures, not just because of Republicans, but because of a lot of Democrats.
Well, where are the Republicans speaking out against Trump? I don't see them.
They're all over the place. What are you talking about?
They're not on
speaking
TV?
Out the whole election cycle.
No, well, now, you mean the never
Not
Trump
the whole
people?
election cycle.
Oh,
Look at Romney.
You had a lot of
was my hero.
now.
He spoke out against him, and now he's groveling for a job.
I thought you liked that he was going to be in there.
I like it if, look, I feel two ways about it. On the one hand, I'm embarrassed for him. On the other hand, he's not mentally ill, so I say good.
Well, and the only what we've said is if this is the game they have to play, he can affect change more effectively inside. So I actually think people like that make the kind of bite their tongues and go in and say, let me try to help people. But I think it's easier to break things than to fix them. So I think what Trump can do in a time period is a lot easier than what Obama was up against. And the other thing is during the campaign, I heard from a lot of people, don't worry, Trump will surround himself by the best of the best.
Yeah.
And I think the part that scares me a little bit is we're seeing some of these appointments, and someone like Ben Carson as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development.
He's doing what he got that.
Well,
why do you think they gave him that job?
They said because he used to live in public housing as a child.
Because he used to live in the projects?
But you know what?
I should be nominated then.
But wait a minute, why isn't he a Surgeon General? He's a doctor.
Well, that's what my point is, that there are better, I mean...
That he would be good at it, maybe.
That I would have liked, but okay, because he at least knows that. But
he's doing what he said, and he's turning the establishment on his head, but rather than new experience, he's bringing no experience, you know, and that's scary. But that was my safety net.
But Trump has no experience. Bannon has no experience in politics.
Pence does. Mike Pence
do you remember when President Obama got elected? I remember Republicans, people on the right, shouting doom and gloom. Oh, this is the end of the world. They're going to take all your money. You know, redistribution of wealth. And guess what? No one's life was turned upside down in a way that was catastrophic. And you know what? Yeah, Obamacare premiums rose for some people, but there's things that you can address. Then a new administration comes in.
Yeah, but this new administration is bringing in something we haven't seen in a long time.
Mental illness.
And that is...
Sorry, go ahead. I couldn't control myself. Sorry. sorry.
I don't think that's where she was going.
No, that wasn't where I was going.
Where you going?
I'm going with the Muslim women who are getting threatened every day.
Oh, yeah, well, there's that.
Who are getting thrown downstairs and screamed at on trains, and people too afraid on the train to say, hey, that's not us. This is New York City. We don't do that to people. That's happening. He's brought in this idea with Jeff Sessions that there's going to be issues now racially motivated. And I know Jon Stewart also has a problem with, he says, people demonizing Trump supporters as racist. I don't think people are saying the supporters are racist. I think what people feel is that in voting him in, you're giving him an okay.
Yeah.
That the things that he has spoken about are okay with you because he's dealing with, you know, whether your Christian values or why you voted for him, or family values or is why you voted for him, whatever those specific things are. So for me, he's bringing in something totally different that Obama didn't bring in. You know, he didn't bring in the Black Panthers, okay? Nobody was worried about, you know, the Black Panthers driving up and down streets as we're seeing the KKK do.
Well, they're having a victory parade.
A victory tour.
Yeah.
So that's what, I think that's the difference. I think that's why people are...
And I think that's fair, but because this is going to be the president, I don't think we have a choice but to hope that his policy
Maybe we
doesn't
can still
have
get him
that
out.
effect.
There's a possibility.
I mean,
There's a little bit of a possibility with the electors.
I think you have to move
whatever
to
they
the
call-
acceptance stage.
No,
There's
I'm
like
not.
denial.
I'm still in the denial.
Yeah, but the hope is that his policies won't do what you're afraid of, though, and that this is a guy who will sit people down. That's all you can do for it. Somebody gets elected you don't agree with, you hope for the best at some point.
This is not that I don't agree with him. He's not right in the head. He has. One thing about the difference between Obama and Trump, because I've met both of them. And the first time I met President Obama on this show, you were here with me. You came with Michelle.
Yeah.
I said the one thing, and this is before he was president, I said the one thing you see about this man and his wife is that they're mentally stable, that they were sane, they were funny and smart. Donald Trump has never appeared stable to me when he has come on the show.
Well,
I mean, he has not.
The thing that has me concerned, and again, as I say, you know, his election is not going to affect me because I can do what I need to do. But when I look at his tax plan that is on his site, and I see that people who make a whole bunch of money are going to get a 15% cut in their taxes, and the middle class is going to get a 2% cut in their taxes, and people, single-parent households, if you're making over a certain amount, your taxes are going up. So somehow, all of these people who put their hopes and dreams on him, he's about... And that, to me, is like, whenever I see, you know, I hear the people he's putting in place, and, you know, you want to be hopeful, but then you see what the plan is, and you think, oh, my God, do you not see what's coming? And I think people really need to pay attention, and you don't have to do anything else. Just go on his site and read what he says.
Yeah, but don't you think that this photo op of him going to, was it Indiana? I forget, to brag about this 1,000 jobs that he sold?
But he's a braggadocious kind of guy.
I know, but people see that, and that's like an optic. And they think, hey, he's doing it, but it's not going to work.
But at some point, because people feel their pocketbooks. But people feel issues. If you don't have the same amount of money you had before, or you have less, you're going to say, okay, this is the reason why.
But to Jeff's point, at some point, don't we have to support him as president, but remain hyper vigilant?
Yes.
Right?
You got no choice. You got no choice.
I'm not supporting him yet. No,
I have no choice. I have to go. We'll be right back with more of our topic.
Still ahead, murder mistrial. The cop who killed Walter Scott left the jury deadlocked. What did they see on that cell phone video? So the ladies were talking delivery day drama.
I really struggled. I could not have done it without Max.
My husband had surgeries to perform on the day that I was having our daughter. I respected that. Now, he did make it on time. He did.
Your husband, Joy?
All I know is I gave birth without him in the room, and the kid came out anyway.
Baby, we tell it like it is on The View. Still ahead, Queen Latifah Latifah talks about her New Year's Eve party plans with Snoop and Pitbull. Plus, Andy Cohen reveals how Whoopi and Joy make an appearance in his scandalous new celeb tell-all.
Hey, welcome back. You know, there are dangers counting on your Twitter feed for news. Now, a fake story about Hillary Clinton that's been retweeted by the son of Trump's national security advisor, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, caused a man to open fire in a pizzeria yesterday. Now, isn't this why you need, to have some idea of what the real stories are, what real media is? Do we need to go back to, not getting your information from Wikipedia?
Well, I think what's incredible about it is not only did his son retweet it, he retweeted it.
So
we're talking about the
advisor.
National Security Advisor. And Jed, you were talking about checks and balances the last segment, but the National Security Advisor does not need to be confirmed by the Senate. Neither does the Chief of Staff, the Chief Strategist, or the Deputy National Security Advisor. So there is no checks and balances on these appointments, and I think it's incredible that you have a National Security Advisor tweeting out false news about a former Secretary of State and a campaign person. I mean, it is unbelievable.
Have they said, oh, we made a mistake, I shouldn't have done that? They have said nothing.
I think an important distinction, too, is it's one thing to have the news and the news stations and media that you don't agree with.
Right.
Then there's another thing to have fake stories completely based on misinformation. Because Kellyanne Conway, in that interview that we saw this weekend, she said, well, it was fake news that Donald Trump ended up winning. That wasn't based. That was different. But see, I think that people that support Trump aren't seeing the distinction. That fake news is completely false, whereas the news, you can disagree with it or want to hear a different side, but it doesn't make it false.
Yeah.
See, but he also claimed that Obama is a jihadi. This guy, Michael Flynn, who's the National Security Advisor, he said that Obama is a jihadi who supports ISIS and launders money for terrorists. This is the man who's going to be running the National Security Department in this
any
country.
confirmation.
See, when you talk about checks and balances, this is what we're saying. So Jon Stewart needs to rethink what he said before.
I think it's a two-part problem. I think in some cases you have an absence of common sense. And then I think in some cases it's done on purpose because they feel that this is a way to conveniently perpetuate some kind of narrative that puts doubt in people's minds about this or that. But the truth is everyone needs to call it out, whether you like this guy or not. This is totally irresponsible. When you're in a position of power, it's your responsibility to not tweet or retweet something.
But how do you do that if the man in charge doesn't do it? I mean, one of the issues that Donald Trump seems to have with the media, that, by the way, for 18 months, really kind of pushed him down our throats. Because he was all you saw for 18 months. I mean, we elected the guy we saw every day. That's what people did. They saw that, they heard the lies, and nobody said, hey, that's not true. There was no one saying, hey, wait a minute, you can't, that's not true. You can't say that. We don't do that. So now he's decided he doesn't want to talk to the media because now the media is crooked again. So when he's doing well, maybe the media is crooked, but if he's losing, it's definitely crooked. And if you disagree with him, they're crooked. But the media put him where he is.
That's right.
So now he's decided he's going to do everything through Twitter.
Yes, but he's blocked certain people.
But he's blocking people. I mean, I want to know, I don't have time to block people. I don't have time to block people. I'm not, dealing with North Korea. I'm not dealing with Russia. I'm just trying to go across the street and get some coffee.
And yet he has time.
But he has time to do this. So what does that say about what our media now is going to turn into?
But isn't this their way of controlling the media? By putting out the word that this is fake and this is not fake and maybe, and everybody starts to mistrust the legitimate media, so they can actually say anything they want and they can control people.
And people already have doubt.
That's exactly what is happening. It's the most dangerous thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, they have doubt in the media because they've been fed a bill of goods. This is a man who was made by the media. Remember, he was on NBC for years. So if the media is that bad, how did you get to be you? Well, how did you get to be known by all these people? In any case, you know what? We don't have any more Walter Cronkites. There are no more Walter Cronkites.
Remember what Chris Wallace said during the debate? He said that it's not the job of the moderator to correct the what do you call it? The candidates.
Right.
It is not their job to correct it. It is the job of each one of them. And Candy Crowley, she corrected Romney in the last election, and we have never seen her on television again.
But it makes
remember that.
Look, but I think it goes to show you how important our media is and continues to be, because we also have to be vigilant in terms of our reporting, be correct in terms of our reporting, and hold, again, his feet to the fire.
You can hold the media accountable, though, and also hold people who tweet and retweet nonsense accountable at the same time.
Yes.
she's telling us we got to go.
I'm drowning here.
Sorry.
We'll be right back.
Did you get in on the View Your Deal holiday glam yet? Don't worry, you still have time. We partnered with vendors for half off this season's hottest beauty products. So get to viewyourdeal.com now. TikTok people, go.
Welcome back. We want to congratulate our friend Jimmy Kimmel, who has baby. You don't know what I'm congratulating him for. Wait a minute.
I love him.
Baby number 2 is on the way with white Molly McCartney. And he's also going to be the next host of the Oscars.
He's so great.
It's a great choice. And there's something important, maybe, Sarah, you can help them with.
Super important. If you want to broaden a child's horizons this holiday, you need to check out Little Passports, which takes kids around the world without ever leaving the house. It's a monthly subscription service that's inspiring children to learn about the world, with packages that arrive every month full of souvenirs, letters, photos, fun activities, and more, each from a different destination. And guess where it's going next? To members of our audience who are getting a 6-month
It's a great thing. And geography, you know, and it's something I wish we'd had actually for President-elect Trump. Because maybe if we had sent him little passports, he would have known that Hawaii is part of the United States.
Yeah. And Taiwan and China don't like each other, really.
Well, you know, but it's a great thing. Yeah. So now, we were talking about talking to ourselves. Is that something that you do?
I do not talk to myself, but it was interesting. I went on vacation with my best friend, just the two of us in a room. She woke up so early, and I heard this full-on conversation. And I literally thought someone was in the room, and I wake up, and she's at the desk. She's like, yeah, you're right. You know, we're not going to do that. And I was like, do you hear voices, sweetheart? Like, I didn't know what to say. And she just talks to herself all the time. And apparently, you know, scientists say it's a very healthy thing to do. I thought it was weird as anything I've ever seen in my life. And it's my friend over 20 years.
My dad does that, and you hear him in the kitchen, and my mom's like, Tony, what is it? And he's like, no, not you. I'm just carries on and keeps talking to himself. But it's good, because you hear yourself out loud sometimes. It's if you're, you know, working through a problem or a work thing or a...
I do it for work.
Does it a lot.
Yeah, I do. Before I go into a big meeting with a boss, I always have to play out my language. I practice everything to make sure I don't cave or, like, you know, you're like, I really think I deserve this. This is what I've done.
Oh, it's the psychodrama.
Yeah, you have to. You have to be ready with your language before you go in. So I do that all the time. And then Max does it too. I'll hear him, like, out in the living room, and but he's using, like, legal terms. And I realize sometimes when he's getting ready to write a brief, he starts to, like, talk
he's
through.
arguing with himself.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Who wins?
Me, I just yell.
It's always Max.
You know what I do? I yell at the TV lately like a crazy woman.
Yeah.
I put on CNN and one of these surrogates is on, and I'm like, you're an idiot. People must do that to me, too. But go ahead, enjoy yourself.
Shocking. Shocking.
Do you talk to yourself?
No, I generally don't want to talk to anybody. We'll be right back.
He knows.
I'm coming up next to talk to the ladies. Ooh, ladies first. Ladies first. Ooh, ooh.
Since he was with his boys, he tried to break fly. Oh. Who you calling us? UNIT. Yeah, I got a black man from the 72 and UNIT.
Hey now, Queen Latifah celebrated almost 30 years in hip-hop when she performed her classic UNITY at the 2016 VH1 Hip Hop Honors. Now, on her new show series Star, she plays a gospel singer, making sure a young girl group doesn't sell their soul. What's up, Queen?
This is cool. This is the view.
This is the view.
Yes, good Lord.
We're back. You're back on The View. So let me ask you this, because I wonder. We had a hot topic about talking to yourself. You have those conversations, or you just you?
I am definitely a talker to myself. I don't think there's an actor alive who never talked to
I
themselves.
talk to myself.
I did all the roles in the mirror. I was like, darling, when are we going to get together again? I'm sorry, my love, we can't. You know, I mean, I was going through the whole thing. Oh, where did I put mine now? I know I sat it here. I was looking over. You got to talk yourself through things sometimes just to, like, plan it in your mind or remember what you did.
But you do it out loud.
I do it out loud sometimes. Not enough to look slight type crazy, but you know.
Do you sing into the mirror? Because I do.
I do.
Oh, you do?
You have different equipment that you use.
I use the roller brush is the best.
The roller brush is the best. Does look very Mike.
flat iron
Sometimes you gotta go. Yeah, sometimes it's just a flat iron. I purposely sing bad sometimes. Real nasally and bad.
Well,
that's not bad?
No.
Bad to me. I ain't buying that record.
I am so excited about this new show. I want to ask you about it. Star. It comes from Lee Daniels, the man behind the mega hit Empire.
Yes.
An absolute legend. And it pulls back the curtain on some of the grittier realities of the music industry. And it also features original music, and you get to perform. Talk to me about this show a little bit. What inspires you? What do you love about it? What are we going to love about it?
What you're going to love about it is that it is incredible. It grabs you from the moment it begins. In the vein of Empire with that energy, but completely different from Empire. So it has that excitement. It's going to leave you like wanting more the next week. These girls are amazing that play the three young girls in the group. Brittany and Jude Demarest and Ryan, they're amazing actresses. They can all sing, they dance, they go into these fantasy sequences. It's like, it's a big production. Benjamin Bratt is amazing and talented and fine. He girl, he fine as so fine. So fine. Really in real life. And then the Queen Latifah's on the show. She's dope. She plays
It was so good. I got to see the pilot last night.
It's really dramatic.
It's really
emotional.
dramatic. It's really good. You sing in it. It was so good. But I've got to. I'm kind of fanning out right now. But you had your first hit at age 17. Ladies first. Ladies first. Right? Everybody knows that one.
30 years, like.
My personal favorite, though, is
crazy.
the Queen, Latifah, in command.
What you know about that Sunny
knows. I know.
You know, she got to represent.
I'm a big fan of hers, though. I mean, I love watching Sunny, and I love how she breaks things down. And I love watching all you ladies. I mean, I love the way you guys tackle different subjects. And I was watching Hot Topics, and yeah, Whoopi, get at them.
You know?
Get at them, girl. It's always a good thing.
But did you experience any parallels in your career as a young person that we see in the show?
Every week we shoot this show, I see my life in this show. I see myself, I see the stardom, the hunger to get in the game, the hunger for success. I also see the danger, the duplicitous people that you run into, the people who really snakes, the people who want your light, who are drawn to your light. Some want to lift your light up, and some want to control it. You know what I mean? And keep it.
The vampires.
And the vampires, exactly. And then the haters who like just jealous and then I see that from when I started as a rapper, but then my partner and I opened a management company. So we managed at one time 11 gold and platinum artists in my early 20s. So I know what they're, you know, seeing parents come in who pretty much want to peddle their kids to us. The kids are so talented, but the parents are looking at it as like a get-rich-quick thing.
And living vicariously.
Yeah.
Thinking that that's the
exactly. They're living through their kids. The kids don't even really want to do it. And so if we were different kinds of people, we could have totally taken advantage of these kids. But that's just how that's how the business is. So it's really interesting to watch this show kind of walk through some of those steps. And what people will do for fame or go through is kind of crazy.
So speaking of that, I understand you're bringing in the new year with Snoop Dogg and Pitbull.
Is there a better way to bring in the new year than with Snoop and Pitbull? Come on. That's right. We're going to be on Fox in Miami, and we're going to turn it up. And, you know, you can turn over to this dial and check out what we're going to be doing. It's going to be fun. I know Salt and Pepper is performing, too. That's going to be so we're gonna push it a little bit, Naughty by Nature. It's gonna be a. What you doing with that gavel?
Props. I heard that you are a big or that.
Guilty.
In addition to singing into the mirror.
This is not good.
I heard you love court shows.
I'm addicted to court shows.
Which one do you love?
I watch them all.
Oh,
Really? Joy, we're making one for her. It's called Queen's Court. Would you like to be a part of it?
That.
Okay. So you've got your gavel.
gotta be the judge.
You're going to be the judge. You tell us guilty or not guilty when I say something. Not yet. Okay. I'm going to read these off, and you tell me if you're guilty or not guilty, okay? Googling yourself.
Guilty. Am I supposed to bang the gavel? Is that irritating?
Bang the gavel. No, it's fun to have you do it.
Tell me what
Wearing
to do,
granny
Sonny.
panties.
Guilty.
Regifting holiday presents.
regifting? Did you do that?
No.
Okay.
No, neither do they.
Hooking up with a co-star. Hooking up with a co-star. You don't have to say which one.
Guilty. 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 Guilty.
Oh, don't forget. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Don't forget.
Cheating
Don't
at a
forget
board game.
one more.
Cheating at a board game.
Not guilty.
Are you kidding me?
I don't cheat. I win. I just win. I win. I win without cheating. I don't cheat. I hate cheating.
Yes, we hate cheaters too. But you know what? We love having you here.
I can't lie. I have cheated playing spades. I'm guilty.
That's all right.
We stand in recess?
You just want to play with the gavel.
So Star premieres Wednesday, December 14th. Check your local listings, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think you'll love it. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, it's Andy Cohen. I'm backstage. I'm here to talk to the ladies about my new book, Superficial. Guess what? Joy and Whoopi are in the book. Awkward.
This week,
We want to kick things off with some really good news.
'tis the season for holiday hot topics.
Yeah.
Plus, we're hanging with DJ Khaled and Edward Norton. And our house gets a little fuller with Jodie Sweetin and Andrea Barber. Hey, this week on The View.
Before we start, Whoopi, you don't have your sweater on anymore.
I gave it to Queen Latifah.
Okay.
So they don't want you to think we're on tape. We're not. We're live as hell. But that's why I'm wearing this bright red.
It looks beautiful.
But you know what you got to do.
Yes. Well, the man behind the Real Housewives franchise and in front of Watch What Happens Live just cannot keep a celebrity encounter to himself. And he continues the name dropping in his new book, Superficial, More Adventures from the Andy Cohen Diaries. Please welcome back Andy Cohen. Superficial, fabulous. So you are around celebrities all the time.
Yes.
So we want to start by getting your take on some celebrity hot topics.
Okay.
Will Smith recently revealed that he borrowed gas money from a fan when he was short on cash because he was almost running out of gas. How do you feel about that, and would you do something like that?
I feel great about it. Will Smith needs to get where he's going. Yeah. So I'm glad that someone helped him. And yes, there was a moment, there's actually a moment in my book where I was with my dog and I went to get something tailored and they wouldn't let the dog in. And I stood there and I was thinking, God, if only kind of someone who likes me would walk up and watch my dog. Oh. And that happened. I go, they go, hey, I love your show. I go, can you watch my dog for 5 minutes while I got my pants tailored? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay, here's one.
Okay.
So Kanye West.
Yes.
He's back home. He's recovering after spending a week in the hospital for exhaustion.
Right.
But the rumor mill says that he had a little bit of a breakdown. Is it true? What do you know?
I have no idea, but I was upset when he said he didn't vote. So if he was suffering from something, that's a good excuse that he didn't vote. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but didn't he say after that he would have voted for Trump though, and then he got exhausted.
Right.
Well, who wouldn't?
Let's talk about the new book, which has stories from the past 2 years. You drop a lot of names in the book. Joy's in there.
You're in there.
I'm in there.
Yeah.
Have you?
I didn't know that.
Is anybody upset about it?
No one is upset. No one has reached out to me to say they're upset,
right.
so I don't know.
Right.
They will now.
Do you
are not too
Do I
much.
what?
Would you be upset? Would you
Would
care
I
if
be?
somebody was?
I would. I'm kind of codependent. I like everyone to leave an experience with me having had a nice one.
time, right.
So I would hate to.
Codependent and superficial.
I know. At the same time, I am. A lot of labels.
And super honest.
Yes.
No, but your mom's nightly critiques of
So
you
funny.
are some of my favorite parts
Yes.
of this book. So, and she's still at it, by the way.
Yeah.
Because check out this recent comment on a Facebook video of yours
I
right
was
here.
doing a Facebook Live last week on the book tour.
And she wrote, "Why don't you relax a minute?"
She did. And then she went on to talk about my hair and thinking that I was stoned. I go, Mom, I'm not stoned. I'm about to go to a book signing. Last night on the air, she texted me, "This show is too dirty and very boring." About my show. And I read her comment live on the air. But she's one of the funniest characters in the book. She's so funny, and she's very important to
But
me.
are you okay with her reading your diary? Because I don't know if I'd be okay with my
Well,
mom
that's
reading
the
my
thing.
diary.
I mean, diaries are not, I didn't write this book for my parents or their friends, per se. I wrote it for you guys.
But they're going to read it.
But they read it, and they were, I think they were a little traumatized.
Now, Andy, you write a lot about relationships, about feeling lonely in relationships, but you are in a relationship now, and you are a cougar like me. So tell you gotta own up. You gotta own up.
What I am is a gay guy, so I mean...
Is that a cougar? Is that a cougar?
No, I mean, he's 29.
Nice.
And so my mom goes, "He's aging out of your age range."
He's almost too old for you.
He's great. He's a really cool guy. When I asked him when we met what his type was, he goes, "I like guys that are kind of fat-tractive." I go, "What's fat-tractive?" He goes, like, attractive but a little chubby. And I'm like,
Perfect.
Oh, no.
all right.
Between your mom and your boyfriend,
I know,
you're going to be a
great.
mess.
It's awesome.
I love it.
We do have, before we go, though, a call out of celebs in this book. We want to do a game with you. It's a speed run. I'm going to say a name, and you in one line tell me an experience with them.
Okay, cool. Yes.
This is for Joy. Donald Trump.
Oh, is he in the book? I mean, I hosted beauty pageants for him.
One line, Andy.
Orange hair.
Justin Bieber.
Bieber asked me at the Met Ball, "Is this party gonna get good?"
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence is in my phone. She texts me about the Housewives all the time. She's in my phone as Katniss Everpeen.
David Letterman.
Met him on a boat at a lunch, had a huge beard, and I could barely speak. I was so excited.
Tay-Tay, which is Taylor Swift.
Oh, Taylor Swift. Oh, I put my foot in my mouth in a horrible way with her at the Met Ball.
Oh, I
said
know.
exactly the wrong thing.
What did you say?
You want to tell the story?
Oh, it's so long.
Okay.
Okay. Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj, she was on my show, and I loved her. I asked her to take a butt selfie with me, a belfie.
A belfie.
And she refused on the air. She didn't seem to like that. Anyway.
Kathy Griffin, who would totally take a belfie.
She would. Is she in the book?
Kathy writes this kind of book, too. She
in the
tells
book?
tales
We're
out of
trying to
school.
get extra information from you.
Yeah. I don't know if she's in there.
Anderson Cooper.
Oh my God, he's all over it. We're on tour. By the way, we just announced a bunch of new dates. Please come see us. AC2live.com. He's all over it. Joy is
What
in
did
there.
you say about me?
What do
I'm
I
dying
say?
to know.
God, I'm
right here. I don't see anything.
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't remember?
It was the first time you were on my show.
What about Whoopi? What'd you say about Whoopi?
Whoopi is in there. The day that I started this journal is the day of Joan Rivers' funeral, sadly. And I ran into you twice that day, weirdly. And it was a really deep day. And
one of the funniest funerals ever.
It was unbelievable.
She left a legacy of humor that you can't even, I mean, it was just.
Howard Stern was hilarious.
Howard Stern his opening line was about how drunk. That was his opening line. But that's a line that she used to say, so it was perfect.
But when he was quoting her, and it was, it was heaven, and it made you miss her all the more.
Totally. Yeah, that's the first entry in my book. It's 2 years in my life.
On that note, our thanks to Andy Cohen. His new book, Superficial, More Adventures from the Andy Cohen Diaries, which is, by the way, already a bestseller, is available now, and everyone in our audience is going home with a copy.
You know, I was down at Disney over the weekend doing Candlelight Processional, which was a great thing at Walt Disney World, and it was kind of amazing. All these kids and all these people, and no, I didn't get hit by lightning. I always think when I'm telling, you know, the Christmas story, that I'm going to get hit by lightning.
Why?
Well, just because, you know, it's like, yeah, there's baby Jesus in the manger, and then they came from here and then, and I'm looking up and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get it, because when was the last time I was in a church? So it's just like, so far so good. And then I finish it, and it's really fun. And the topics continue after The View on Facebook Live.
Yes.
So just tune into that, and we want you to have a great day. Take a little time to enjoy The View, y'all.
Babies that can read? That's right, you don't have to wait for kindergarten to jumpstart your baby reading. I'm James Crummell.